Alright everyone, welcome back to Drax Clubhouse. My name is Henry and today we are going to do a little bit of something different. I think we've been working on this little starter home for the last, well, what is it, probably about 2 weeks? And I think on the outside at least, everything is looking so good. And I'm happy with the progress, but I was thinking that maybe we just need to do a little something different today. And that's exactly what we are going to get up to. First of all, I need to go and see if we can find a little bit of ice. Now, I do know we've got a massive ice biome, frozen ocean biome right over on this side, and I'm sure we can find sufficient ice. I don't need a lot, just 1 or 2 pieces, but we'll just grab a few and see what we can get up to. Once I've got the ice, I believe I've got everything that I need to do the skeleton spawner grinder thingy, so that we can get our hands on those juicy bone blocks. And some bone for bone meal, because bone meal has been becoming a little bit of an issue while we were working on the outside decorations of this place, with all the plants and bone meal used to get the plants and flowers growing. It was a little bit harsh on my bone supplies. But anyway, we've got our rockets. Oh, where is my rockets? Alright. Just need to grab a few. That should do. Alright, so let's just get a temporary waypoint for this. Well, we can. This part is closer, so let's maybe set a temporary waypoint, and then we can 1,400 blocks away. How many rockets is that going to take? Just going to have to go there and find out. Alright, anyway, here we go. And let's go and see if we can find a few blocks of ice. Now, no, what's happening? Flying with an elytra, having server lag, definitely not the best thing to do. But I guess we can safely get there, no problems, as long as the world loads in quick enough. Suleiman, Ponchikim, welcome back. How has your weekend been? We haven't been able to chat much recently. I mean, you said you're busy with school and stuff. Totally understandable, but how are you doing, my man? Ah, and here we are. Plenty of ice around, and we'll see where we can just get some from. Ideally I want blue ice. What do you mean your profile is different and copyrighted? As I have noticed, YouTube has started using the channel names in the chat instead of the old way where you were using your usernames in chats. It is apparently a new feature that they're rolling out. How useful that will be, I don't know, but I understand what they are saying about it is that it makes it easier to identify people, because using the usernames, more than one person can have the same username, but using the channel handles means that there can only be one. So the channel handles is a little more unique, to say the least. So at least that is their argument why they are doing it. I'm not totally sure. But to be honest, to me, it's either or. Doesn't really... Whether you use the one or the other doesn't really make any difference to me, as long as I can just recognize your name. Autocorrect keep writing a cheese name. You have permission to use it. I am maybe a little lost. I don't really understand what you mean. Unless you're talking about the Jay-Z, which now appears in your name. Alrighty, so I don't need this much ice, but I want to... Maybe we can just take down this whole little mound and see if I take all of this. At least I know for a long time I wouldn't need to come back here or try to find more ice. So I think let's just go ahead and grab all of these. It's definitely not that much. So we are just having a little chill Sunday evening stream before ending the weekend officially. And yes, anybody wanna have a chat, you're welcome to do so. If you don't feel like talking, you just wanna hang out in the chat, lurking in the background, that's also perfectly okay. I'm not going to complain. But if you find my stream at least entertaining enough to finish off your Sunday evening, that is more than good enough for me. Now I wonder, why isn't anybody sleeping? Because they all have... they're all AFK. I didn't bring a bed with me, so we just need to keep our eyes open for any nasty night creatures so that they don't come and surprise us. Now, I've got the ice I came for, but I'm just thinking, this shipwreck is just sitting here. I don't know, we can have a look if it's been looted. And there's a buried treasure map. Paper I'll take, feathers we can take. And then I'm so glad I got all my armor and tools upgraded. I'm definitely not interested in taking any of the carrots or wheat and stuff. See, where's the other chest? Should be in here. Oh, and these I will gladly take. I mean, iron, I definitely am not short on iron. But we'll take what we can get. I mean, if not, why not? That's the thing I always say, and thank you. Ooh. Nice end dragon who had a little nap just to get the night out of the way. So anyway, it seems the stream is running, well, pretty good. Not perfect, but good enough. So we need to go north. Which way? That's east, is that? Oh no. So we need to go in that direction. No. That direction? It seemed that way. So let's take a little bit of a walk and see if we can open up a little bit more of this treasure map. It seems that it's not too far away. So we can just have a little look. Maybe somebody has found the treasure already and I am just wasting my time. But maybe not. Maybe there's still some goodies for us. So it seems that right down here we are going to find a little bit of treasure. Definitely no harm in checking it out. I mean, the surface doesn't seem like anybody has been digging down here. Ah, there you go. There's the treasure. Just perfectly waiting for us. Paunchy, you didn't miss much. I just found a nice little treasure map in a sunken ship. And to be honest, I don't really need the treasure, but I went to look for it anyway, and now I'm going to... Well, first of all, I'm going to just need to clear out a little bit of the inventory. But what you did miss is just have a look at all the nice juicy shulker boxes that I bought from a store in the close to spawn. I'm just going to dump these goodies so that we've got a little bit of inventory space to collect the treasure. Just hang on a little bit. Because I don't know, for some reason my chat keeps disappearing. which isn't good, but I have a backup plan. So now I can see. Ocean Monument was alive, and the heart of the sea is the heart of it. Yes, and I do believe there definitely is an ocean monument close by. But I seriously am not going to go there right now. So nothing special in this chest. Just kind of disappointing, but that's alright. We can use the sand for making a little bit of glass, which I know I'm definitely going to need. And then we can just head back home. Where is home, though? Yes, you say Minecraft lore is weird because it's fan-made and mostly confirmed by Mojang. Don't you think, though, that Mojang was maybe too lazy to think out the lore, and whatever the fans said that kind of made sense, they just said, yes, that is exactly what we were thinking of. I don't know. You know, I enjoy good lore, but I've actually never really dug into Minecraft lore. Now I have heard stories about, well, like the lore about where the Enderman came from and those sort of things. And yes, as you're saying, it's weird, but it does make sense. Well, it does make sense up to a point. I almost want to say it's not always making sense, but for the most part, it does make sense. And yes, especially like some of the lore is really weird. I think to say it's weird, kind of an understatement. Oh, all right. Now, going to probably need to clear out a little bit of this mess that I've brought with me. But let's see what we can put away and just clear up the inventory. So the plan was to go down underground and work on the skeleton spawner farm, and I'm definitely not Suleiman, you were with me when I did the other skeleton spawner farm thingy on my survival world. This one is definitely not going to be the same effort as that one. Also, do you know how to not make millions of dollars from a profile picture? That's the deal I made to use the profile picture. Well, all right. No, I don't know how to. Well, how to not make $1 million of a profile picture. I guess that should be pretty easy. But what's the deal with your profile picture? Because you're talking... Oh, he said use it as long as you don't make millions of dollars using it. Well, that's alright. Then it's pretty easy. Making millions of dollars out of a profile picture I can guarantee you that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Not making $1 million from it, though, on the other hand, that's pretty easy. Just do nothing. Alright, I just want to make sure I keep the resources that I might need with me, and then the rest of these things I can just go and put away. Kinda messed up. But alright, not to worry. Gold. I do definitely need to come and label my chests at some point, because even though I've got an idea where things are, still find myself a lot of the time having to open 1,000,000 chests just to find exactly what I'm looking for. Breathing is something. Should I not do it? Yes, you should do it. But you're not going to make $1 million from a profile picture by just breathing, are you? Well, if you are, then please give me the recipe, because I would like to make $1 million out of doing nothing. Daily Freshness, hello and welcome in. You're welcome to do a lurky lurk. And as usual, whenever you get the opportunity to pop in and say something, you're more than welcome. Today I'm going to, well, the plan is to go down underground and work a little bit on that skeleton spawner that I found. The plan is to actually make a bone block farm from it, which is, if you've seen the bone block farm I made on my solo survival world, this one is definitely not going to be as complex as that one. This one will be a little bit more simple, a little bit more basic, and yes, but I got distracted by a shipwreck, which I obviously looted, and now I need to find a space to put all the things that I got from the shipwreck, and from the buried treasure that comes with the shipwreck, of course. Lucas, hello, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? It's so great to see all my old friends popping in today. Wait, what, Suleiman? Recipe: 2 cups of milk, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 3 cups of flour, a block of chocolate for taste, 2 eggs. Yes, I'm sure that must be the wrong recipe. Because, well, that sounds like it could make a nice combination. Maybe mix everything together, put it in the oven for a while, and see what comes out. All the sugar and chocolate in there, I can bet you it's going to be very sweet. So if you're into sweet things, that'll be all right. Baking powder, so you want it to rise as well. Wow, that's awesome. You know, you can come up with the funniest things sometimes when you're really in the mood for it. And I do appreciate it. You are, it's always easy to keep a conversation going with you. Okay. Need my valuables. put it back in, and all right, now we can go underground. All right, Suleiman. I will still be here for a little bit longer, maybe another hour or so. So if you can come back, I'll see you then. So this skeleton spawner I'm going to is literally right underneath my starter house. So I'm thinking maybe we can use water streams and things to transport the loot up to the top. Lucas, I am using an elytra. This is I'm playing on the SMP, and I do have an elytra on here. One of the other members of the SMP was so kind as to give me one, and then shortly after that, somebody started selling elytras in the community shops on the server. So now elytras are absolutely no problem to get. And yes, but the thing is, after all this time playing Minecraft on my solo world, I've still never had an elytra. And I can't think. I need to go to the end in my solo world. I really do. And I need to go to the nether and gather things for netherite armor. No, Lucas. This is the SMP I'm playing on. I was thinking maybe tomorrow evening I'll do the solo world. Like maybe, I don't know. I need to actually go and sit down and do a little bit of a schedule to see when I'm going to play on which world, because I have been neglecting the solo world quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. And I do enjoy my solo world, so I need to just actually get back in there and start doing a few things. But now I've got so many projects planned for that world that I'm always getting stuck on what to do. So my friend that was in the chat earlier when you came on, Suleiman, him and I have been working on a little bit of a lore for the survival world. Nothing that I'm planning to share right now, but I've got ideas. I've got ideas, and there's going to be a little bit of lore surrounding it, and I think it's going to be, at the end of the day, that world is going to come out awesome. So the survival world, if you didn't notice, or if you I'm playing on the same seed as Hermitcraft Season 10. So when they released, or when I was watching Hermitcraft and I thought, well, that's a nice seed. So I just copied the seed and started playing on that world. Alright, so I'm not going to be doing anything too complicated for this spawner, but I do want to at least make it look, if not nice, at least I want to have it look better than it is at the moment. But these little spawner farms, quite easy to make, nothing complicated, and I'm definitely not going to do something new. I think anybody that's been playing Minecraft for any amount of time would have made plenty of these And there's so many different designs to it. That I sometimes find it hard to do something unique with it. But let's see what we can do. Now I'm always unsure as to how far I need to dig out. I think underneath the spawner you only need to dig out 2 blocks if I'm right. I usually dig out 3. But I think for saving time, I am going to only do 2. Then we'll see, we'll set up a few water streams and yes, Lucas, placing the water in the corners, the skeletons will definitely flow into the middle. But I want to have a little water elevator lifting them up and dropping them so that I can actually just one hit kill them. So as I said, I've probably made 100 of these farms before. So I'm not going to try doing anything unique or anything special with it. I just want to... Yes, this is already 9 by 9. But I'm going to have water over here, which is going to flow down. It's going to go into a channel. Wait, did I do... Yes, this is 9 by 9. So the water will flow into a channel. We lift them up with a water stream. And then we just drop them down so that their health is a little bit lower, and then we can easily one hit kill them. So I did bring 2 water buckets with me so that we can do the whole water source thing. Okay, Lucas, see you when you get back. Alrighty, so I do have plenty of ice. 15 will definitely be enough for this. So I'm thinking let's just place a row of ice in here just to make the mobs just fall into the little channel a little bit easier. Just let's see. Yes, that's going to work. Perfect. And then let's just fill up our water buckets again. Always have 2 water buckets ready. And do a little something like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. This. Oh. That wasn't expected, but I should have expected a whole bunch of open space. Because obviously we are in a mine shaft. I want to... The water should be able to flow in there. We should get a... we did bring a wall. I did bring soul sand, but I forgot to bring some kelp. And I also forgot signs. So now I think this is good enough. Do we just have the water here? Water will flow up. We can dig right up here. And now I'm going to need to get, what is it? So if they come up here, where do we want them to drop off? We maybe make a little kill chamber. So I want to just transport them a little bit away from the spawner. Maybe just see if we can get the spawner to be a little faster. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe right here. And then I want them to fall 20 blocks. I think we can go up to 21. But let's maybe do it 20. Now I hope there's no lava above my head. Doesn't look that way. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I've got a little bit of a problem because I forgot which direction we need to go, but that's not a problem as much. Just dig down, then we can use scaffolding to build back up. I am going to need to go back up to the surface to grab a few things anyway. So I don't have any signs with me, I don't have kelp with me, don't have bone meal or anything. Alrighty. I think this is about it. And I also don't have a lot of scaffolding with me, so that means we are going to have to reuse. That's alright, we can just use the mossy blocks because that way we will know when to stop digging. Ah, perfect. Alrighty, we can leave this here. Then we're gonna quickly go back to the surface and see if I can remember everything that I need to bring with me. So that will be kelp and signs. Is there anything else I need? Because we do have building blocks. I believe this water situation is going to be good. And so it's only kelp and signs, I believe. So let's quickly go and grab a few somethings. So we do have elevators on this server. However, I don't know how to make them. I should maybe check it out, because climbing up this ladder every time, that is definitely not on. But alright, while we're here, let me go and grab a couple of pieces of kelp. I actually, to be honest, we only need one. I only need a single piece of kelp. Just look at it. Close to the side. Grab one. That's perfect. You can also just grab a little bit of extra glass. And so I did put them in the furnace to smelt. Then I need a few signs, and I believe the oak fences we can leave behind. And I just want to see, I do have I know I do have some amethyst somewhere. Now, where did I hide the amethyst? Did I put it in? I know I have. Couldn't be in here. See why I need to come and label these chests. Because now I can't find it. Really? All right, I'll go and get more. We do have a geode not too far away, so we can easily go and grab some. I wouldn't have placed it this side. No, all right, but I want to see. So the recipe book doesn't pick up how to make the elevator. I'm going to need to ask somebody how to do it, but I know we can make elevators, which just make getting up and down a lot easier. I'm not going to waste too much time with that. Um, 5 signs. I don't know if that will be enough. But we can just see. And then I've got 5 oak signs as well. That will definitely be enough. Now we will need to grab some iron, and we're gonna need to make a hopper or two, a few chests. So I believe I do have iron with me, so that's not going to be a problem. All right. So this should be good. I know. I put the amethyst. Did I not put it in here? Ah, here we go. Knew I had some. Let's see if I can at least put a few things in my ender chest just to grab a little bit of, make a little bit of space so that we can grab this, then we can go down. I do have planks to make a crafting table, so that's not going to be a problem. Then we can just see how much progress we can make. It was me always forgetting all the things that I need for a project. Means that I always need to run up and down, back and forth. Is it, what is it, this level? I believe so. Good, perfect, here we go. Crafting table, got it. Just drop these things. Ice can go back. These blocks can go in there. I do want to make... It's my favorite glass to use has always been tinted glass. Now, only 64, but I think that should be enough for what I need to do. Okay. So where should the signs be? I think right there. And another one like so, just so that we stop the water. Then we can have a piece of soul sand up there. Then we need to go upstairs to get the water to come all the way down. Now where are we going to place? Of course, all right. So I need to have another sign right there so that the water doesn't flow down. Then we can maybe, I don't know, how about right there? Alright. No, I understand. Oh, welcome back, Lucas. So I had to go back up above ground because I forgot most of the things that I needed, and now I realize I still didn't bring everything that I need. We're gonna have to go back up. I'm always so scared to use the elytra, but let's just risk it. Ah, you see why I don't use the elytra? Nah, let's just use the stairs or the ladder. Anyway, I'm going to kill myself with this elytra. That's not going to be funny. Or at least I don't think it's going to be funny. You guys might laugh about it. I won't. Yes, I probably need to break a small part of the roof. Now, I don't know, this building, I have been considering breaking it down. But as I said, this skeleton spawner is literally right underneath my house. I think it's right about right here. So if I can figure out how to make the elevator that we've got available in this, on this SMP, then I can just place an elevator block right there in my house. Then I wouldn't need to use the elytra to get up and down from there. But for now, it seems that the ladder is going to be the way to do it. Which is, to be honest, it's not all that bad. It does take a little bit of time, which well, I've got plenty of time. But I mean, I also don't want to spend a million days working on this. Yes, I was thinking of a bubble elevator, but I'm not I don't really feel like making a bubble elevator to go back up to the surface. If you were to ask me why not, I can't tell you, I don't know. I just don't feel like it, I guess. Now we've got that side sorted. Now I'm going to need a new or another way to get down. Yes, a single water block will do it for going down. But now I don't need to just go down. Now don't tell me I didn't bring enough. I don't think I brought enough bone meal. That's alright. I think we can just go and find a few skeletons in the caves to make extra bone meal. I think we only need maybe another... No, we've got... I only need one more. Even though... I think that should be good enough. That should work. But I mean, I'm sure there must be a little skeleton somewhere close by that we can just ask him to donate some of his bones so that we can just make sure. Yes, I agree, Lucas. It should be fine. But I don't want to break the kelp and then realize it's not fine. Oh, there's always skeletons hanging about. Yeah, now that I'm looking for them, obviously they are nowhere to be found. Aren't they always like that? There's zombies. Ah, there's a skeleton down there. Thank you, but no thank you. Got what I came for. And you see, I only needed one more. One more. So that this thing can work exactly the way I want it to. Perfect, and then I think I'm just going to put an ice block at the end just to help these guys slide off the edge. Is it? Okay, so I will take a little bit of extra time to answer. It's only on. I think YouTube has a little bit of a delay. It might be that YouTube has a little bit of a delay, but you know what, ne? So here's the thing. When you ask the question and I answer it before it's on the before it gets on the screen, then maybe some people will think I'm a little bit psychic. And is that a bad thing? I don't think so. Alright, so this thing should be fine now. We can just cover up. But alright, I need to throw, well, that I want with me. That can go in the glass for now. maybe just go and fill up my water buckets again, just for in case I need it for something, which I doubt I will, but you never know. Every time I need water, I seem to not have it with me. Sometimes. Or okay, sometimes. I did actually see your correction, but sometimes just thought sounded like a nice word to say. Where was I? Alright, yes, I want to make a hopper. Do I have exactly enough iron to make one? That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Now, where are we going to do this? We're going to put a double chest right there. Going to feed the hopper into the double chest. Then we'll just make a slab to put up there. Oh, this thing is going to be so ugly. But I guess it will work. It'll definitely work, even if it doesn't look good. But honestly speaking, I really don't care much for what it looks like. Yes, Lucas, you're absolutely right. Eh? I know myself well enough to agree with you. I will make it pretty as always. But I'm not going to make it pretty right now. For now, I want to just get it working. Righty. Come on. So yes, as I say, for now I just want it working. Now I'm going to use the tinted glass because I always like to see into these farms just to be able to make sure everything is working the way they are supposed to. How does that look? Is that pretty enough? I do like tinted glass a lot. So I tend to use a lot of it. Unfortunately, we do have a nice geode also pretty much right underneath where I'm at. So it's not a problem getting More of them. No, screw you two. Now this thing is definitely not going to be spawning too many skeletons right now. I think there's still too much there's still too many other caves that I haven't lit up surrounding this area. Just wanna... What? I don't have permission for what? But it's working. Slowly, but it is working. So, Lucas, you say you've never used tinted glass before. Why not? It's I find tinted glass to be such a nice glass to build with, and the fact that it doesn't allow light to travel through just makes it a useful block. Look, the thing is, Lucas, I don't think the problem is right there. Huh. I think I've done something wrong over there where the skeletons need to go up. So we'll just go and fix it. I think this this sign at the bottom shouldn't be there. I think that's what caused them to get stuck there. So we'll see. Just block them in again. And we'll see. I think that's the... And they're still getting stuck. We are using, on the server, we are using Legacy FreeCam, so I can't go through blocks. So Legacy FreeCam is, especially when you're playing on a server, on SMP, it just makes it more of a fair play sort of thing. Because, you know, being able to use your free cam going through blocks is a little bit cheaty, don't you think? Well, on a solo world, you're playing on your survival solo world, you can't really cheat because you can play the game however you want. But on the server, we are using the legacy version that doesn't allow you to go through blocks. So we've still got the ability to use free cam and fly around in the world. but it's just I think with a normal free cam you can also change one of the settings that will prevent it from going through blocks. But yes, on the server we are using the legacy version, which doesn't allow going through blocks. But I think, okay. So this is definitely working. I'll probably come back in here at some point to make it look a little bit nicer. But like I say, for now it's working. Maybe we can just do a little bit of lighting up of the caves around here. Just to see if we can. But I don't know, does the hello? Slime is always useful. Are you stuck, my little friend? Thank you for your donation. Gunpowder is always appreciated. So yes, what I was saying is, do you know perhaps whether or not the unlit caves is going to make any difference in the spawn rates of the skeleton spawner? I can't remember whether it does or not. You see, they do get stuck there, but the moment that you've got another skeleton coming in there, they push each other up into the water elevator. And I guess that works. Gets them up there. And well, even if it's not very fast, it does work. Now, on the one hand, I was thinking, yes, for the long term, because I don't need this for experience. We do have a nice little ender farm in the end. So if I need XP, I can just go there and grab some XP. So this is only for me to get arrows and bones, because my bow is a mending bow, not infinity. So arrows is useful, and then the bones will be useful for bone blocks and bone meal. And to be honest, I just had to come down here to build this little thing because I had the spawner here, and I just thought, let's not make it, or let's not let it go to waste. I mean, if we have the resources, we have to do something with it, don't we? But yes, so in other words, I'm going to have to come and light this place up a little bit better so that we can, well, if I want to, that is. But just so that we can get a little more spawns from the spawner. Because if anything spawns here, that is, as you said, Lucas, it's going to take up some of the mob cap. And, I mean, why take the risk? I don't have a lot of torches with me. But we'll call this a long-term project. The lighting up of the caves. At least that should mean that I'm going to get more diamonds. And diamonds is a good thing because we've got plenty of really nice shops in the shopping district. And, well, everything in there costs diamonds. I'm thinking of it, but look, oh no. No, thank you, no, thank you. Yes, I am going to, because I'm thinking of doing the shop selling bone blocks. But we can make bone blocks from bone meal. And there's plenty of ways to get bone meal. One of them is using crops in using crops and just composting the crops. And I think that's basically going to be a faster method or less effort method. Once it's set up, that will just continue making bone blocks. But you know what, now that you're mentioning it, I think that's what I need to do next. That should be my next project. Making a bone block generator. But all right, let me go back up to the surface. You know, and you see, Lucas, I'm I'm terrible at remembering things. Because we were discussing the bone business just a while back, not that long back. And I've already basically forgotten that we said we are going to do that. Just so here's part of the plan of what we can do for bones or for bone blocks. I can use this little farm over here, and we can just compost all of these crops that we get from the farm, and use that to make bone blocks. We can use an auto crafter for that. That will work perfectly well, I think, and that's going to be a passive generation. It's going to just make bone blocks on its own. I wouldn't need to do anything to get bone blocks after I've set it up. And I think for now I'm over this. I don't need to trade with these guys anymore. Because I used to trade with these villagers for experience. But I don't need to anymore because there is a shop in the shopping district that sells golden carrots. And I don't need emeralds to get golden carrots anymore, and so I can just use the pumpkins and melons to make bone meal. Come on, why'd I do that? Really? Server lag? Alright, but Lucas, I'm going to just put away all these stuff in my inventory, then I'm going to call it a night. And then I think tomorrow evening I'll be playing on my survival world. See if we can make a little progress on that side, even though I do want to get started with the bone blocks. I think I need to give a little bit of attention to my survival world as well. Can't just be playing on this SMP all the time. Alright, Lucas, thanks for popping in again tonight. I do really appreciate your conversation. And you should have a lovely evening. I mean, it's also 10 p.m. over there. So you must have a lovely evening further, and we'll speak again next time. As I said, I'm just quickly clearing out my inventory, and then I'm going to call it a night. I know this hasn't been a long stream, only an hour and a half or so, but I think I also need a little bit of rest. Yesterday I was streaming, well, I went to bed, what, I think half past 12 or half past 1 that I actually finished streaming yesterday. And then this morning I was up again early because I can't, as soon as the sun comes out, I can't sleep anymore. Thanks, Lucas. See you again next time.